Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Green Life Garden at Home DIY channel. So today I wanted to show you my harvest right quick. I have a colander full of okra here, and I have some okra leaves over in the sink. And I guess you're saying okra leaves? Yes ma'am, yes sir, okra leaves. I even have an okra bloom there that I accidentally cut off. And the reason why I harvested some of these okra, even though they were really big, these are the crimson and the spineless, is because I'm going to be doing something with those that I have not experimented with before, but I know can be done. These okra seed inside of here can actually be dried out and used as coffee. And so like as a coffee grain or coffee seed. So we're going to see how that works by taking our seeds out. We're going to dry them out. We're going to crush them. And we're going to treat them just as we would coffee. The leaves, you could actually take and chop them up and use them as if you were eating greens of some sort. I would prefer to cook mine. But yes, the okra leaves can be eaten. And just, you know, want to encourage you to just step back, take a look at your garden and everything that you're growing, and make it make sense what you're growing. I love to grow food that is not only edible, but with good nutrition, but medicinal, and has multiple purposes, multiple uses. And if you would just go and look quickly at a garden full of okra growing, that is a lot of food there, because leaves get extremely big. The stalks are very big, and everything is just beautiful, full and green with the okra. And you can use those leaves for food. You can use the okra pod, and then some of them you can leave on the vine so they could go ahead and dry out. And then you could take some and do like I'm going to do. Go ahead, get the seeds out, and instead of saving them for next harvest, because we know okra produce a lot of seeds, you'll have plenty left over for your next year, just depending on how you plant, what you grow, and why you grow it, to do whatever it is that you need to do with it. So I am going to experiment by taking these pods out and using them for coffee. If you don't know, also you can use the seeds for oil. Some people use them for oil, and there have been some studies done, and I want to think I came across a patent for oil that was used for biofuel from the okra seed. So there's a lot of things that we are growing that we can use that we have no idea we have right there at our fingertips, because maybe nobody ever told us, or we just have gotten so far away from you know, that type of life and living, that we don't have any idea anymore what everything we have could do. So one thing about me right now, even if I can't take you through all the steps of what I'm doing, I'm going to let you know that these things do exist. And of course, you could always use our friendly little search engine, Google, to look up what I'm saying, and try to get some understanding for yourself as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get these greens chopped up, and I'm going to have some of those maybe over a bed of rice. I don't know, I might spice them up a little bit. Okay, so these are my seeds. My pods were full. The seeds are really nice size. I have not bruised or crushed not one of these seeds, and all I did to open up the pod was just cut it straight down one of those grooves, and when I open it up, I just removed the seed pod, the seeds from the pod, and that's it. So I could open one up and show you what it looks like. Okay, so I'm working with one hand. I opened up this pod right here, and when you open it, you just basically slide them out. They're going to fall out pretty much on their own, especially if they're big seeds and really fibrous okra that has gotten really big and just, of course, too fibrous to eat. So I'm going to go ahead and finish removing the seeds, and I'll show you guys what I have, and hopefully I could go ahead and get them roasted up and get to the end product, which I believe I'm just going to go ahead and make some coffee. How about that? Okay, hold tight. Okay, so I think that's all I'm going to take a loose. I noticed that the more smaller ones, you could feel the slimy mucilage inside of it, but those that were really big and fibrous, they were virtually dry on the inside. The way that you can kind of tell that you're running into some that you can actually cook, as I did a little snap test, you could kind of push back. You heard that? You know that one is pretty much good to cut up and eat. Those that you try that with that don't do anything but bend, then those are the ones that you could use, that the seeds are going to be a lot bigger inside of. Alright, be right back. Okay, so I've got 1/2 cup of my seeds. I'm going to go ahead and put them on a baking sheet that I have parchment paper on. I'm going to spread them out, and then I am going to put them in an oven on a setting that will not burn them. Probably the same setting that you would use on your oven for pecans or browning any type of nut that you are trying to toast or roast. And we're going to try to get them nice, dried out and brown, probably on about 175 for my oven or less. I'll let you know if I have to adjust the temperature. So I have taken them out of the oven. They were in there for probably about 30 minutes, maybe 35. And what I'm doing right now is just kind of shuffling through, taking out some of the darker ones that I know are really good and toasty. And I noticed too that these that are about this color are good to go as well. And let me just go ahead and see if I can't pop one for you. I was squeezing them just to see. You heard that? And just to see how well they dried out. And I could kind of tell how this would make a somewhat of a coffee substitute because of the smell of the roasted seeds. So let me go ahead and I may put these, go through them and put some back in the oven. Once I turn it off, I had to pull them out because I was baking a keto lemon pound cake. Yeah. And so once I get done, I may just let it catch the residual heat. But for right now, everything seems good, especially those that are really brown or really golden brown like that. Okay? All right. So this is what I've got sitting aside in the bowl, and I'm probably going to again roast the rest. I tell you, some of you may be saying, well, I don't see how that could taste like coffee, or oh, no way. But one thing this shutdown has certainly taught all of us is that we got some creativity in us that has not been tapped into yet. And so, yeah, your mind start going all over the place when you're dealing with certain things in life. And don't ever say what you won't do. Don't knock it till you try it. So, yeah, we're going to see how this works. And I tell you what, when life start throwing blows at you and you feel like you're in the ring with Roy Jones, you'll start trying to figure out a way how to come up out of there. And so that's basically what I think everybody has been doing, those that are fighters. And I'm that person. I will give anything a shot that is within reason. And yeah, so these are some things that you could think on, and just a few suggestions and ideas and experiments that I'm doing that you may be willing to try in the midst of a grid down situation. So keep watching. Okay, so we are done roasting our seeds, and the next thing I'm going to do is, well, first thing I want to let you know is that it reduced from 1/2 cup to 1/4. The reason the cake is in the background is because I was baking a sugarless lemon keto pound cake, and this is my coffee grinder. And we're not true coffee drinkers here, at least I'm not. My husband usually drinks his at work. But we're going to take this, and the reason that I brought up the cake and showing you the inside, if you see that white residue, it's because I make my own confectioner's sugar. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pour that over in there, and we're going to give it a spin and see what we got. Alright, so I about got it all Round it up. Take it out. I only got one hand here, so give me just a moment. Okay, so we've got a nice little roasty flavor, and I'm not gonna lie and tell you it smells just like coffee, and I have not brewed it yet, but I am going to, and I will let you know what it tastes like in just a moment. It does smell nice and nutty. Smells good, but I'm gonna have to give it the taste test. Okay. All right, so I have my little tea kettle here. I've got some hot water. I'm going to go ahead and pour over here. I'm working with my left hand. And I have a stainless steel little gadget my husband uses to brew tea. But what I did is take and put my little mock coffee granules into this, and well, I put them inside of a coffee filter, stuck it in here. Now I'm going to put it in there, and I'm going to let that sit and see how well that brews and see what happens. You could try it your way, boiling it as you would do your coffee, or whatever you do to your coffee. You could use the same amounts or adjust it according to your flavor, and we'll see what happens. If this doesn't get dark enough for me, then I'll go ahead and boil it, which is probably what I should have done. But again, we're trying something new, and you get to come along with me to see how it turns out. So give us a second and we'll see what happens. Okay, y'all, so I'm gonna give you my honest opinion on everything. To the defense of the color, I did have quite a bit of water for the amount of seeds that I had in here brewing, and I also did not have this completely submerged in this pot because I knew that it was already quite a bit of water in there. I didn't want to put more like I'd already done, so this probably would have been darker. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and fix this up as if I was drinking coffee, and I'm going to let you know how it tastes. Before I do that, in my personal opinion, it looks more like it could go for a good tea. But hey, back then, people did what they had to do. So let me try it out, and I'll let you know my honest opinion on how it tastes. Okay, so I have tasted it. It has a very nice taste to it. As you can see, I am a person that likes coffee with my cream, and I just use the non-dairy creamer. So what I would say, this would go well as a chai tea. If you added some cinnamon, star anise, a little clove or two in there, I think this would be perfect for chai tea. It does have a really unique flavor that I would drink. And again, it would make a great tea alternative option. So give it a try. Let me know what you think. And I will be back with more videos on different things that we can do if our grid goes down, as well as some other videos. Alright, y'all, I enjoyed this little experiment. More to come. Continue to prepare yourselves and live life to the fullest. Thank you so much for watching. Peace and blessings. One love.